Imagine you are stuck inside. No phone, no TV, no food delivery, no internet, just you, a rock wall, and the sound of rain that has not stopped for 4 days straight. What do you even do? This was not a rare thing for ancient humans. This was just Tuesday. And what they did during those long rainy days actually changed everything about what we are today. Stay with me, because this gets very weird, very fast. First things first, let us set the scene properly. Ancient humans could not just go outside whenever they felt like it. Rain meant flooded ground. Flooded ground meant animal tracks disappeared. No tracks meant no hunting meant no food. So day one of being stuck inside was not too bad. They had leftover food. They rested. Fine. Day two, still okay. A little boring, but manageable. Day three now, it gets interesting. Because here is the thing nobody talks about. The real enemy was not hunger. It was not the rain. It was not even the predators waiting outside. It was boredom. Pure, crushing, ancient boredom. And the way ancient humans dealt with that boredom, that is where the story gets genuinely incredible. Because boredom is actually one of the most powerful forces in human history. Almost everything humans ever invented or created started because someone had nothing else to do. And it started right here, in this moment, with a blank cave wall and a sharp rock. Nobody planned to invent art. Nobody woke up that morning and said, "Today I will create something that humans are still talking about thousands of years later." It just happened. Because what else are you going to do on day 3 of being stuck inside? The first cave drawings were not grand artistic statements. They were doodles. Prehistoric doodles on a rainy day. And then something even more interesting happened. Others joined in. Cave art found all over the world was almost never made by one person. It was a group activity, a rainy day project. That handprint you have seen in photographs of ancient caves, someone pressed their hand against wet stone because they were bored and thought, "Hey, that looks cool." And that single board moment, preserved perfectly, is still sitting on a cave wall somewhere right now. But wait, art was not the only thing they invented on a rainy day. The oldest musical instrument ever found, a flute made from a bird bone, was discovered in a cave. Somebody picked up a hollow bone during a rainy day with nothing to do, blew into it, heard a sound, and music was born. Not bad for being stuck inside with nowhere to go. Now here is where it gets uncomfortable. Because being stuck in a small cave with the same people for 4 days, that creates problems. Think about how you feel when you are stuck at home with your family for too long. Multiply that by no doors, no separate rooms, no headphones. Ancient humans had 0 personal space in a cave, and that created a social problem that they had to solve very quickly. And the solution came from the oldest person in the group, almost every time. They gathered around the fire, and the oldest person started talking, started telling a story. This is believed to be how human storytelling actually started. Not as entertainment, as a way to keep a group from tearing each other apart on a rainy day. The stories were about hunts that went wrong. Animals they had never seen before, dangers coming from other directions, things the younger ones needed to know. Storytelling was their version of school, their version of the internet, their version of passing knowledge from one generation to the next. Every story you have ever loved, every movie, every book, every podcast, traces back to an old person talking around a fire while it rained outside. But storytelling was not the only thing keeping them together. There was something else. Something that sounds gross but was actually very important. Grooming. Ancient humans sat around and picked bugs and dirt out of each other's hair for hours, just like monkeys still do today. And before you laugh, this was not just about cleanliness. Scientists discovered something fascinating about grooming behavior. When you groom someone or are groomed, your brain releases the same chemicals as when you hug someone you love. It literally bonds you together. That feeling you get when someone plays with your hair or gives you a head massage, that is a 100,000-year-old instinct that started in a cave on a rainy day. Your brain is still running ancient cave software. Congratulations. But here is the most surprising rainy day discovery of all, one that scientists almost missed completely. Ancient humans invented games. Real games, with rules, with strategy, with winning and losing. Carved bones that archaeologists originally thought were just tools turned out to be ancient dice. Gaming pieces, score markers, they were not just playing randomly. The markings suggest actual rules. Actual strategy? Ancient humans were playing strategy games during rain delays. But let us be honest about something. Not all of it was games and art and storytelling. By day 5, the food situation was getting serious. Whatever they had stored was running low, and hunting in that rain was nearly impossible. They had a choice: risk going out in dangerous conditions, or stay inside and wait it out. And this created the first version of a disagreement we still have today. Do we take the risk, or do we stay safe and wait? Some wanted to hunt regardless of the danger. Others said absolutely not. We wait. And this is where leadership actually came from. Not from the strongest person in the group, from the person who had seen the most rainy seasons and survived them all. Experience over strength, patience over impulse. The rainy days are what taught ancient humans that surviving together mattered more than any individual being brave. The cave during rain was not just a shelter. It was the first classroom, the first community meeting, the first family home. Everything we consider civilization, art, music, storytelling, leadership, games, community, most of it was born from being forced to slow down, and then after days of rain it stopped, and the reaction was immediate, pure joy. The kind of joy you only feel after something has been taken away from you. They ran outside immediately, not to hunt. Not to work, just to feel the sun, just to move, just to breathe open air again. That cave that felt like a prison for 5 days, walking out of it felt like the greatest thing in the world. And they left something behind in that cave. Art, music, stories, the beginning of almost everything. All of it starting from one simple, universal human problem: being stuck inside with nothing to do. Here is the wild part. Think about the last time you were stuck inside. Maybe it rained for a few days, maybe you were sick, maybe the power went out, and what did you do? You drew something. You listened to music, you told someone a story, you played a game, the exact same things your ancient ancestors did, in a cave, in the rain, thousands of years ago. Turns out humans have not really changed that much. We just have better Wi-Fi now. But here is the question that should keep you up tonight. If being stuck inside for 5 days gave ancient humans art, music, storytelling, games, and community, what are you creating the next time it rains? Because the rain is coming again. It always does. The only question is what you do with it.